Hey everybody, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. I'm Satoshi Sean. Glad to be here hanging out with you. It's kind of a little impromptu show. Hi bud, how's it going? Things got really crazy here in the U.S. in the past few hours. And it just really got me thinking. There's a lot going on. Things that have been a certain way like my whole life, and I consider myself an old guy. I'm an old man, and for my whole life, there's been Roe versus Wade, Roe v. Wade. There's a Texas law basically that makes abortion legal. And it was passed, I think, before I was born. But it's been a hot issue my entire life. Basically, political parties have run on it. And I thought about this the past few hours. This has been the only topic in my entire life. Now, we all admit that we're living in a crazy time now, where families fight with each other over politics and won't talk to each other and don't come for holidays. And, if you don't wear a mask, there's people that'll try to fight you. If you do wear a mask, there's people that'll try to fight you. Everyone's become so angry and so wound up. And we all know that. We all know it's a weird thing and it's freaky. But the weirdest thing is that my entire life, this issue was the only thing that could get people angry, that could make things blow up at Christmas. And now, just out of the blue, it changes. The Supreme Court, there's been just millions and millions and millions of dollars thrown at this issue on both sides, and huge fights in the streets politically. And now quietly something just gets leaked that, it's flipped, it's over. And it got me thinking, and I am a conspiracy theorist. I'm usually proven right, though. So I just started thinking about it and the timing of it. And it was really weird to me. It's all just, it seems surreal. But before we go any further, I want to say that today's show, the show is being brought to you by Margex Exchange, which I need to give them a shout out. In fact, here, let me make the screen bigger for everybody so you don't have to look at me. So Margex, actually, I need to put this in the description, but I did a video on them over a year and a half ago. They're a good exchange. You can use them for leverage trading. If you aren't comfortable with trading, if you don't know a lot about trading, and if you don't know a lot about leverage, then this isn't something you should mess with. The reason why I do talk about Margex and I did the review on them and I do like them, I use them, is because they have a live demo account that you can actually use to get comfortable, to learn, to get experience before you just jump in and lose your money, which I think is one of the best things out there. So you can use this anywhere. You don't have to worry about big KYC or using a VPN or anything like that. I think this is my trading account, and this is the demo account. So, you can just go to the main page. If you sign up, though, there's my referral links in the description. You're going to get a $50 sign-on bonus. But in addition to that, whenever you are ready to start trading, you get a $50 funding bonus. So you can get a free $100, and you don't have to fund it with like 10,000 or 2,000. It's like 0.004 Bitcoin. So it's like 150, $200, and then you get an extra $50, and it goes and pays all your trading fees and all that. So the link's in the description. Check them out. They've got, tons of tools. It's one of the, in my opinion, it's one of the best leverage trading exchanges there is. But I really love the demo account and how you can use that to get familiar with it, to play around with it, and then once you're making money there, then you can try it for real. Not financial advice, not your financial advisor, not your dad. And especially with leverage trading, always make sure that you're super comfortable with it and you definitely understand it before you move into it. So that is Margex. And you can also check out my video review, which I'll add a link in the description to that after this goes, live stuff. So first, like I was talking about, hey, how's it doing? Hey, I am doing okay. So as I was saying, my entire life, this has been the one issue that has been emotional enough to get people fighting in family and stuff like that, or friends. And now that's like commonplace, but it was a very weird thing growing up. There's not a lot that would get, friends and family to really argue when it came to politics, except for this issue. So another thing is the leaked draft of the Supreme Court decision came out. That doesn't happen. The Supreme Court, and this is another reason why I want to do this show, because something that my son said to me. Now, the judicial, it is a branch of government, but it's not a political branch of government. The Supreme Court is it's not, and it hasn't been. If you ever watch there's a documentary on HBO about Muhammad Ali, which is really, really cool, but it really showcases, because it's real, and this is taken from those people, like massively racist judges that hated him for being black, for being a Muslim, and they still loved the law more than they hated him. So they sided with him, which is always as a human, but especially as an American, I've had such a reverence for the Supreme Court. It's the last defense of freedom, and I think that especially more the left, but the government has figured out that they can get away with whatever they want to get away with now, because the Supreme Court's going to tell them they're not allowed to do that. That's against the law. That's unconstitutional, whatever. But they still get a month or two that they're able to do it. So, like with the vaccine mandates, they can get a lot done in, a month or two until the Supreme Court tells them that's against the law. So I don't like that, but it's still there. So anyway, there's never been stuff leaked. It's not a normal thing. There's actual, like propaganda, agencies that, or divisions of I'm sure, of a person's staff that just handles the leaks. And this is not normal. This doesn't happen. So the fact that this came out in this form is very weird, very troubling. So it's very odd. And Dave, see, I know, yeah, it's and there's a whole nother debate on that, because is it your body or is it a baby's body? That's when you get into the whole minutia of the thing. But just the fact that this came out, the way that it came out is weird, and the timing that it came out is weird. You can look at the narrative that's pushed here on Google. Just type in food plant fire. No, people are not setting food processing plants on fire. Are fires and processing plants a new trend? And then you can look at these times. Fire California food plant prompts evacuation 3 weeks ago. Purdue farm plant catches fire in Chesapeake 2 days ago. Fire in California plant prompts evacuations 2 days ago. 2 weeks ago. And then, what is it up here? 18 hours ago. There's another one. And then, Carlson stoking the fires of it. No pun intended. But it just is very odd that, what'd you say here? I'm in a right-wing stream. I spy, not even in full screen, what is clearly an HK collapsing stock. Looks like an original 20-round air magazine. That is a Heckler and Koch MP5. It is an AR. Got a little machine gun over here. It's a 22 MR. There's a lot, but I'm not a right winger. I guess I used to say that I was a anarcho-capitalist, an anarchist, but I don't think the human race is evolved enough or cares enough about others or itself to be anarchist. Because there's so many bad people out there, evil people who just want to do harm to others or gain power. So I would consider myself a libertarian. The government needs to shut up and get out of our business. Basically, he's there to protect people's rights instead of infringe on them or to regulate them. So I'm worried. I've been worried. The end is nigh, all that kind of stuff. And if I wanted to convince someone of something that I believe in, especially like a conspiracy theory, I'm not going to try to. I'm just going to say, hey man, here's just some facts. This is a fact. That's a fact. That's a fact. You make your own decision, and they usually make the decision. But if you go with someone and tell them, hey, this is the way it is, and these people are right and these people are wrong, no one listens to you. Just say, hey man, here's what happened. Here, this has happened. This happened. And then usually it's like, oh my God, that means this. I'm like, well, that's what you think. Okay. And this, especially with the government coming out and saying there's going to be food shortages before all this stuff happened, it just seems very transparent. And I'm not saying that they're the ones that are doing all this, but it just seems very weird that they said we're going to have food shortages and we already have supply chain issues, and then all these plants start blowing up and catching on fire. And then prices are going through the roof. Being an anarcho-capitalist, if you look at supply and demand, prices are going up because of inflation, but they're going up because the demand is there and the supply is not. That is the first sign of a shortage, is when prices start to skyrocket. Eggs are 3 times as much here at Walmart. They're 3 times as much as they were 2 weeks ago. Not last year, not back when I was 15. 2 weeks ago, less than 2 weeks. They're 3 times as much. So many other things are going up significantly. So I'm worried. I was worried before this. Now, this is the biggest thing that I can think of. The Supreme Court overturning Roe v. Wade, as far as an us versus them. People, like I said, for the past 2 years, we've kind of gotten used to everything being us versus them. Black versus white, men versus women, trans versus whatever. It's all been us versus them. But this thing right here, this Roe v. Wade, the abortion issue, all that, this is the only thing my entire life that has been galvanizing enough to make people super mad. Not as mad as people have gotten about everything nowadays. And for it to just flip like that, this has me horrified, man, that something terrible is coming. And I hope I'm wrong. Hope nothing terrible does come. But I just, and I was talking to my girlfriend about it. She doesn't want to hear about it at all. She just, I just want to be positive, which I understand, and that's great. But you have to be responsible. I think everyone should have, food. Since here in Texas, not this February before last, we had the snowpocalypse, and I was in the hospital for it. So I couldn't leave the hospital, even though I was fine. I had massive food poisoning and almost died, but I was fine for like 3 days. And like, no, you can't leave. Everything's snowed in. Most of the state lost electricity. It was really, really bad. So since then, we always had enough food, like some food stocked up. But I want to have like 30 gallons of water. I got a bunch. I got 3 solar generators, so that we can always run, like the refrigerator and a couple things, a heater. Because we're not used to that in Texas. Like, we think it's weird when, you have a heat wave. It's 102 in Chicago and like 18 people die. That's like nothing here. But by the same token, if it's 10 degrees here, we'll have people. If it's 30 degrees here, we'll have people die, because we're not set up. And if there's no electricity, it's really, really bad. So I basically just prepared for that, and I think people everywhere should prepare for just something bad. This has me worried. But I think with crypto, it's a huge, huge difference. I've since with Canada and all the things that they did with the truckers, with the banks seizing people's money. Crypto is it was like a theoretical thing just a year or two ago. It's been theoretical this whole time, and we as a community have seen the value in it. But to now see it put into action, you can see the real value of it. It's like hearing about a miracle drug and then getting sick and it saving your life. It's that big of a difference. That it's just blowing my mind. But I'm being in a rant, so that's about it for today. Make sure you leave a comment when this goes live, so you're registered to win some crypto. Check out the Margex and get yourself those bonuses. Use my link in the description so you get the extra $50 if you fund. Felix, good to see you too. Wicked Mini, it's good having you here. I love your avatar. It's cool. I don't want to be a downer because I feel prepared, but I'm still nervous, and I don't think it's going to be fun, but I think that we'll make it through, and I think that I think the human race is pretty cool. I have a lot of hope for the future. I think if you're prepared and you love one another, we'll make it through and we'll be all right. You guys take care. It was good hanging out with you. I will see you in the next video. Oh, also, see you tomorrow over on Leko and Lisa. I'm sure we're going to talk about this, and on her channel, she will go way out there. I'm the guy that reins her in when it comes to this kind of stuff. I'm the calm guy. So I'll which I don't know about tomorrow because like I said, I'm worried. But check out Leko and Lisa and me tomorrow. I think it's 5 Eastern, 4 Central, U.S. See y'all later.